Good morning, kidlets. It's me, James Lott Jr. It is JLJ this morning. It is Tuesday morning. How's everybody? I have my tea this morning this time. Oh, much of my cup. I love this cup. My tea. And I have my tea and no sympathy. And I'm coming to you this morning live. Okay, turn that, make sure the chat room is open. If anybody wants to come in and say hello and good morning. How's everybody doing? We had an interesting weekend. It was September 11th, Remembrance Weekend. And I just got a message. I'm like, why are you putting that? Okay. Here's what's about this morning. Dodging negativity. Here's what's so funny. Sometimes it feels like there's so much negative stuff, especially right now. And I mean, I'm in California, so we got the recall stuff going on. There's still COVID things going on, and people are anti-mask, anti-vaxxers going on. Then I work in television, so all the people hate this couple, they hate that couple, they hate this show, or they love that show, and they got that going on. Then in life, people are going through stuff, and you call people sometimes, and they have like negative. It's just after it's like 10 things after all this negative stuff. And it's like sometimes if your life isn't like that and you don't really live your life that way, it can be really hard because you can't really, well, you can. I say yourself, say, bye, I'm not talking to nobody ever again. But I mean, that's just not realistic if you're a person who likes people and is involved in people's lives. You just can't do that. I'm sorry, I can't talk to anybody. Leave me alone. And also I recognize that some people, you go through tough times. I went through tough times. People just go through tough times sometimes. But I was doing this recently. I was like, I just feel like sometimes I'm like playing Frogger. I'm like trying to dodge people's emotions, like, and try to be there for people, but then not take it on. That's a whole other story too. But I just got a message. Sometimes people put you in positions that, I'm like, I don't understand why you're putting me in that position. Like, why? I don't know where this is what's happened for me. As I've gotten older, I have learned to be more direct or ignore. I have a choice to be to let myself be put in certain positions or not. I don't have to let people drag me down a certain direction or path. You don't have to. You don't have to, not really. It can be hard because I don't make it sound like it's this easy thing to do. It can be really hard because you're thinking, well, I don't want to look bad, and I don't want to hurt their feelings, and I don't want to do this, and I don't want to start this, I don't like confrontation. There are folks who don't like confrontation. But some folks will try you. They will try their best to get you to either get you to do what they want when you don't want to do it, or get you to listen to something you don't want to listen to you, or try you for something. You're like, but you have to really be strong. You have to find the strength. It really is. It's not easy. You have to find the strength and go, I'm not going there. You're not going to bring me there. We're not going to do this. No, you're not. You're not going to bring me there. We're not going to do this. I'm not going to engage. I'm not going to engage. I'm just like, I don't, you're not going to make me answer something. I'm just like, I'm not going to do that. But it's like, if you don't get the message or the hints, or you do get the hints and you don't, like, for example, if someone asks you something and you don't answer, and it's somebody you're not friends with or somebody you're not obligated to, and you don't have to give an answer, and they're pushing for an answer, it's like, well, catch the hint. That's actually my answer. Sometimes you're trying to be polite, going, okay, you're trying to put me in this position that I think is weird and I don't want to be in it. But you're trying to put me in this position. I'm like, get the message. I don't want to have to be this person to tell you directly whatever it is that's going on. Hi, Kirsten. But some folks will try to pull you in. They will try their best. And it's just, you're like, for me, I always say I'm minding my own business. Literally, I'm minding my own. I'm in my own little corner of the world, minding my own business. Why are you trying to enter my business? Trying to enter my world? I'm just like, leave me alone. Just do your thing. I don't bother you. You do your thing. But people will come back and try to bother you and try to, put you in situations. You have to really be strong and fight it. You have to. Secondly, there is something to be said about being there for people. And some folks just go through a negative turn. They're just going through they're in a spiral or they just can't get out of it. And yeah, that's another one. So you have to kind of watch what that means for you too. Like, how do you gauge, like, how much do you listen to them? How much do you take in? But I always say you have to try to learn how to listen to people and not take it on. I know some folks are very empathetic and they take it all. Right? You can have sympathy and empathy for somebody and go, yeah, I understand that. But you have to remember a lot of times that's their stuff. They're sharing with you. So it's fine to say, okay, I'll listen, take it all in. Sometimes they want advice, sometimes they don't. Sometimes people just want to have somebody listen to them. Good morning, Sheree. Films. Good morning. Some people don't want answers or you to fix them. They just want to vent. And I always say it's good to get it out. I mean, that's something I do always say, that it's good to get it out. Don't hold it in. If it's really bothering you, express it out, get it out of your system. And that's what Try It Tuesday. How funny. Is it try a day every day? But Try It Tuesday matches this tea. But it's good to somebody just listen, and I have friends who have legitimate concerns. And I'm like, okay, I listen, and sometimes they want advice, but they don't. I be talking and everything. It's good to have somebody. Sometimes you feel better after you talk. You go, okay, I feel better. I got it out. But sometimes you have folks who just talk the same thing over and over again. So you have to feel like, okay, well, do you just keep listening because you are a friend? In some cases, yes, it depends on what it is. And sometimes it's okay to say, I just can't do it today. It's okay to not answer the phone or text back sometimes. Sorry. I mean, see, I'm a person, I don't call people and complain about anything. I just don't. I'm not a person who tells people, I don't bring my problems to anybody else. I keep it all to myself. Occasionally, and I don't know if that's good either. I don't know if that's good or not, but that's just, I don't. I do have a therapist, so I talk to a therapist about my problems. But I just, for the most part, I keep my stuff to myself. Occasionally, 7365. I'm getting a little fun thing in the chat room for those who are not watching live or not watching or listening. It's I keep it to myself. I don't say much. I don't really tell my problems. Occasionally, when it comes to work stuff with my colleagues, we may discuss things. I have a concern about this. But people know me. I'm a doer. I'm just like, okay, well, if that didn't work, I'm trying this. I don't really sit in stuff. I don't let anything stop me. I don't sit in anything. I just go, okay, got it, and move on. And figure out another way or whatever. I do small venting. I'll be like, this just really sucks. I mean, it just really gets my nerves. I have a few folks that I talk to just about every day. That might bring up a few things here and there, but generally you won't hear me calling and just really bitching about everything. I just don't do that. I feel like people don't want to hear your problems. Really, they don't really want to hear them. They're being polite most of the time, but it's good to get them out somehow. So whether it's journaling, right? See, a lot of my problems I get out because I journal, I write movies, books, poems, songs, paintings. So I might get in the garden. A lot of my stuff I get out. I totally get out, and I'm like, I feel better anyway. Usually when I do it. Or go for a walk, or get some good food, or whatever it is. I work it out that way. Sometimes being around friends and just calling and laughing, being silly and laughing is a great thing too. But we have to, for those of us who are not huge negative people or don't have I really don't have any drama, and I really don't have any major drama. I don't in my life, and a lot of people do. And whether it's real or imagined or good or bad or whatever, you want to be compassionate and show care. You got to be compassionate and show care for yourself too. Yes, art is cathartic. It is. So a lot of times I've written songs, stories where I've inserted something that's happened to me and played it out in a song or a show. This tea is good. I've had tea in a long time. So that's kind of what I've been doing. And I think, but everybody expresses themselves that way, so I get that too. But some people play music, some people work out at a gym. So I mean, so I say get it out. If you got the feeling, and so like I said, and sometimes you're stuck in a loop. You can be in a funk for 2 or 3 months just because you are. It's okay not to know everything, like all that kind of stuff. But as a person who's on the other end of it, we got to take care of ourselves too and figure out how much can we take, how much will we take, what will we take on, what will we not take on when friends and family are going through tons of drama. Like how much of it will you? A lot of times, for me, I'll listen and then I brain dump it out. I listen, I'm present. Here you go ahead and tell me what's going on. Sometimes I give some advice. Sometimes it's not about advice. It's just whatever. And then after you got the phone or getting around to it, I drop it out. I don't want to keep it in my system. I don't want to hold on to it. It's not my business. It's not my problems. Just let it go. And that's kind of what I do. And that's so far I've been doing for the last couple of years, because there were times when I was so in that person's stuff and giving advice and they're not taking it and I'm getting upset. I'm like, well, it's their life. I'm like, it's their decision. Like, why am I getting upset? Why am I getting all in there and having heart attacks and hot flashes and anger because of what they're going through? Like, why? It's not even happening to me. There are folks who, part of they know everybody's business. They know everything that's going on with everybody in the world. They got to know everything that's going on. And they're all involved in so and so. And it's like, I don't have that. If that's good or not, I don't know. I'm not saying I have the best life on earth, anything like that. I don't know if it's good or not, but I don't have a lot of family I talk to. I don't have a lot of friends I talk to. I just don't. I don't have relationships, so I don't have any relationship drama. I'm not dating. I decided to pull myself out of that, so I'm not having dating drama. Work, it's little work dramas. I mean, it's little things that happen at work. I mean, of course, I'm in the business. But even with that, I handle that differently too. I have stuff that goes on with my actors sometimes, and a lot of times I just move on. They're like, "You're not mad?" I'm like, "Well, I was upset at the time, of course, but I have a big, giant load of stuff to do. I don't have time." And I think too, when you're busy, you don't have time for drama. When you're busy, you don't have time for shenanigans. You're just like, it's actually helped me. It's like I don't have time to be. I mean, when something goes down with somebody, I think it's not great. Well, I timestamp it. I have it in my brain. Like, okay, I got that in my brain. I mean, I trust you again or do anything. That's fine. But I'm not holding on to it. I'm just kind of like, okay, you weren't reliable, so I won't be using you. Who else can I use? So I'm busy trying to fix the solution and go somewhere else and figure it out. It's like picking 2 roads. This road has a detour. This road is blocked off. Okay, well, you're blocked off. I'm pissed. Got to go all the way around, but that's fine. I got to go all the way around because I got to get to the other side by a certain time. So I'm busy thinking ahead. I got things to do. I have deadlines. I have timelines. I have things. I don't have time. And some folks, they'll feel guilty for stuff. And I'm like, well, you should feel guilty. You did it, but I'm not going to make you feel guilty. I'm not going to take revenge out on you. That's not time. But lots of I think when you don't respond to people's stuff or don't get upset, they're like, oh, that's almost even worse, right? It's like they don't care. It's like, oh, I care on some level, but I don't have time. I just don't have time. If I ask you how I do all the things I do, well, because I'm organized, I got things to do. I don't have time. So I don't, I just don't. So science being busy, just, it kills everything in half. So you don't have to worry about being upset and stuff. I just don't have room to take people's stuff in. I don't have room for it. I'm full. I am full. So that's it. So I'm just telling everybody out there, you have to figure it out. It's not easy. Yes, it's a slippery slope involving yourself in all this drama. It is. It's just you have to be really careful with that. What part of it is what part affects you? If it doesn't affect you at all, then why are you getting involved? If you're just there as to be a good friend to someone or a good sibling to someone, that's fine. Do that. Just do that and you'll be good. So we'll have more talks about this, of course, as we go along. I can't believe we're already halfway through September. Today's the 14th. I'm like, where'd the month go? We're almost in October. It's almost fall. It don't feel like it in LA. Well, this morning it does. It's overcast and a little cool this morning, but no, it don't feel like fall anytime soon. I'm ready for jackets and coats and slippers and shoes and boots. I'm ready. JLJ Media is on Facebook. JLJ Media is on Twitter. James Lott Jr. is everywhere else. Have a great day today and dodge.